What if we told you there's a Metallica album that a famous musician said should have never been made? An album so disliked that even Metallica's own fans booed it. And even Lars Ulrich's own father said just two words: delete that. Yes, we're talking about Saint, Anger. Released in 2003, this album has become one of the most controversial projects in Metallica's history. British comedian and musician Bill Bailey shared his thoughts with Louder Sound in 2023. When asked to name one album that should have never existed, he said, "I'm a fan of Metallica, but I did think the film Some Kind of Monster and the subsequent album Saint Anger was a bit of a disappointment. It was all a bit Spinal Tap." He even joked about the band's behavior in the documentary, saying, "There are times when they don't show themselves in the best light. I always feel sorry for Kirk. He's like the kid in the marriage." Bailey's comment hit a nerve with many fans. Because Saint, Anger has always been the odd one out in Metallica's discography. It has no guitar solos. It has a raw, muddy sound. And most famously, that snare drum. Critics say it sounds like banging on a trash can lid. Producer Bob Rock, who also played bass on the album after Jason Newsted quit, explained that Lars Ulrich wanted the snare to sound like that. He said it captured the feeling of being in a garage, jamming, raw, and unfiltered. "It's a fucking snare drum sound. Give it a break," he said years later, defending the project. But fans didn't give it a break. The album made it onto Rolling Stone's list of 50 genuinely horrible albums by brilliant artists. Even Some Kind of Monster, the behind-the-scenes film, added fuel to the fire, showing a band struggling with addiction, tension, and therapy sessions more than music. One of the most iconic moments in that documentary came from Lars Ulrich's father, Torben Ulrich, who listened to one of the tracks and simply said, "Delete that." Still, not everyone hated it. According to Bob Rock, Jack White and even Jimmy Page told him they liked Saint Anger. Page reportedly said, "I love Saint Anger. It's a great album." Drummer Lars Ulrich also stood by his work. He called the album an isolated experiment and admitted it was meant to be uncomfortable. "It became about hurting the listener, about challenging them," he said. "That's why we left the songs unedited." And even James Hetfield, during a live show, poked fun at how much fans hate it. "All right, that's from your favorite album, Saint Anger," he joked. "Just give it a little more time, buddy. You'll get it." So, is Saint Anger just misunderstood genius or a complete disaster? Maybe that's the thing. Saint Anger isn't about being perfect. It's about being messy, emotional, and painfully honest. And love it or hate it, one thing's clear: it's the Metallica album no one forgets.